Hello and welcome back to Copic in the Craft Room. This is Michelle Houghton and I've got a really fun little image today. This is a digital image by an artist who calls herself, online at least, as Guru Kitty. And honestly, I found her artwork several years back when I was just starting with Copic markers, and she gave out some free images at the time and then was selling her digital images. She actually no longer is selling her digital images, but she is an amazing marker artist. So what I'm going to do, and I contacted her when I decided I wanted to try to do this stamp because I found it in my archives, and I thought for the Halloween season this would be certainly fun to do. Her name is Cute Witch, by the way. I contacted her and asked if she was still selling digital stamps and if I could use this image, and she said she would absolutely love if I'd use the image. However, she's not selling the stamp anymore, but bonus for all of you, she is going to let you have it. So I am going to figure out a way, and I will post it. I will put a big thing across the top right here about where to go to get it. And then I will also put it in the link when I post this video about where you can go to get this fun little stamp. And all she's asking is that you make sure to give her credit, and I will make sure to also link you up to her current blog so you can see more of her artwork, because she really is. She's got some great tutorials and just an amazing marker artist, so worth checking out. So we are going to color Cute Witch, and I'm going to stick her on a really simple card. You know how I do. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna use some fun colors today. She's gonna be green, of course, with some purple and orange action happening as well. I will fast forward and get some coloring done. It will probably happen in two parts today because I'm doing some stuff in the morning and afternoon. So the light might change a little bit on us, but I'll try to keep it as consistent as possible. So I'm gonna zoom in, speed up, and we will get going. So I am starting with a YG61. It's pretty desaturated green, which means it has that little bit more gray. I go to a YG63 for some shading. I've got a little bit of a light source coming in from that right hand side, so my shading primarily is from the left. YG61 to smooth that and blend that back out. Don't forget her little hands. V20 is going to be the base of her hair. Keeping this pretty loose. I am filling in the white, but I'm not like trying to get a solid coat. V25 is next, and I'm doing those little loose squiggles to make that hair look curly. V28, I'm really sticking close to her face and down kind of the bottom edge with that V28. Next, I'm going to put some stripes on her little legs with YR16, and then Y35 is going to come and base that bow around her hat, and YR16 is the first layer of shading, tight in against that knot. And around the hat band, YR18 or 1-8 is next for that deepest color. Make sure to get inside the bow so we really make it look three-dimensional. YR16. And then Y35 or 3-5 to blend that back together. V25 is going to create the other stripes on her tights, and then color our spider with a little V28 for shading. Then I'm going to start on her broom. E33 or 33 is going to be the base of the stick, and then E37 is going to create some texture on that broomstick so it looks a little more like wood. E50 is going to be the base color of the broom bristles, so I'm going to fill that area in. And then E53, I'm doing these little flicks just like I would a head of hair, so I'm coming from that band outward and from the tips back in. E55 is next for my darkest kind of strands. Less of these. Again, keep those lengths different. And then a little bit of E37 on the band. I put a little tiny bit of R21 on her tongue. And then C3 is going to be the base of all the stuff I'm going to go black with. So the hat is going to get coated in C3. all the way around. Carefully around her little ear and her hair, and then I'm going to go in and get her robe. C5 is next. Again, I'm really remembering at this point not to forget where that light source is, so that kind of top right corner. But I want to make that hat look three-dimensional. That's why I still have a little bit of that C5 up on that upper edge of the hat. But it's going to hit that top front brim and the front of her arms, a little bit the front of her chest. C7 is next, getting darker, so less amounts, but in all those same areas. The back of the hat's going to stay pretty dark, and the underside, kind of the back of her head, will stay really dark. The underside of that top portion of her hat. And then C9, again, we're just going in less amounts as we come around back of her sleeves, right down her back, bottom edge of the hat, her eyes, and inside her mouth, get a little touch of C9, and then her boots. And I'm leaving a white stripe so they look a little bit like they're shiny, satin boots. Or patent leather, sorry, patent leather. C5, C7, and then C5 to come back and start blending. The C's blend so easily. This part goes really, really quick. C3 is what I finished with, and you can tell this goes super fast, super easy, because the C's just blend so well together. I forgot the little spider eyes, so a little C9 for that. Then I'm going to take a little bit of opaque white, small dot on each eye. Notice it's up in the right corner of both eyes. I want it in the same place so she doesn't end up looking cross-eyed. And then I used an At You Speaka. It's a black one with some glitter in it to sparkle up her hair, a little bit on her robe, spider's eyes and boots, little sparkles here and there. And then I came back in with a V20. You probably noticed from the start that this is a pretty irregular shaped piece of paper. I printed several images on one sheet of paper, so I am going to trim this down, but I didn't want it to have kind of a white edge, and I definitely am not going to fussy cut around those spider legs. So I am giving it a little bit of color so that I can go have a little bit of a border as I fussy cut around the witch and her hat and the broom and all of that, but that it will have a color to have in that area versus just solid white. So V20 is just filling in a little bit of area so I can safely bring my scissors out and start fussy cutting around her. I'm leaving about an 1/8 inch. It gets narrower than that in some areas, but kind of turning the image with my left hand into the scissors, trying to keep the scissors mostly pointed forward and kind of continuously cutting. Taking off big chunks when I can to get them out of the way. Coming back around, oh, you can see the glitter there as I flip that card around. Smooth up that edge. Then I've got some paper already trimmed down, so I'm going to kind of see how she fits and then do some taping. So I've got some Express It adhesive, and I'm going to purposefully put that one on at a little bit of an angle, and then the white onto that purple card base, and then I'm taking some Express It foam tape and just taking off chunks as I need them. The best part of the foam tape from them is I can just cut off exactly the size I need. Take off the backing of that and stick this little witch down. Lastly, I brought over a set of Halloween kind of doodads, so I'm going to add a couple brads in a corner. My scissors were available to poke a hole, so that's what I'm doing, and then I'll retape that corner back down. One cute witch ready to hit the trail and fly the skies for Halloween fun. Thank you very much, Guru Kitty, for donating this stamp to our group and letting us share it with our followers. And anyone else who happens to pick up on this YouTube video and wants to pick this up, you can come by and pick it up as well. Again, I will post where you can pick up the digital stamp and a link to the blog of the creator. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a happy, colorful week.